What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy MrBaboon back with a reaction video. This time we have the mysterious Superman curse. I don't really know much about this besides like a little bit, you know what I mean? But we are going to learn about this. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys do check the description. I got the video and the channel link down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. You guys can. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into the reaction one. First off, we're gonna make sure you guys go check out this video and channel.
Superman is the most famously written and portrayed superhero in modern media. The Kryptonian hero sent to Earth upon his planet's destruction to do good and protect the innocent. For a comic book, TV and movie franchise so wholesome and beloved, it also has a dark side. Beneath the billion-dollar fortune that has racked up over the last 8 decades lies a supposed curse on the iconic hero.
Let's learn about it. We can answer it. The Superman curse. Okay.
The Superman character was created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in 1938, but the duo weren't particularly aware of what they had on their hands. They sold this story for a mere $130 to DC Comics. The character and its universe suddenly gained popularity and made millions. Siegel and Shuster were unable to regain their creative rights and had to sit idly by as their creation racked up millions for somebody else, while they were unable to earn any royalties from it whatsoever. They spent decades trying to regain any royalties up millions for somebody and had to sit idly. Siegel and Shuster and its universe suddenly gained popularity and dollars to DC Comics. They sold this story for a mere $130 to DC Comics.
Damn! They sold it for $130 and then... Bro, what? I did not know that. I did not know that.
The character and its universe suddenly gained popularity and made millions. Siegel and Shuster were unable to regain their creative rights and had to sit idly by as their creation racked up millions for somebody else, while they were unable to earn any royalties from it whatsoever. They spent decades trying to regain control of the franchise but failed miserably. Due to the unfortunate circumstances surrounding the creators and their property, it's believed that it was merely a sign of things to come, and that a curse was eventually laid upon anything to do with Superman. Both of the creators ended up losing a lot of their money and struggled financially for the rest of their lives, failing to even pay rent, with an ongoing bitterness towards their own creation. I can't stand to look at a Superman comic book. It makes me physically ill. I love Superman, and yet to me he has become an alien thing. Joe Shuster's career completely flatlined in the years that followed, and so did his health. His eyesight began to deteriorate, leading to him quitting work as an artist and becoming a delivery man just to try to earn a living. The man also became entirely blind by the time of his death. Both men died as a result of heart problems, but the unfortunate links to the character don't end with its creators. In the 1940s, Superman...
Yo, I did not know that. Damn, see, we already get into some stuff I didn't even know about.
Superman was portrayed in some low-budget serials, and the titular character was played by Kirk Allen. Unfortunately, his career also suffered afterwards. Allen was typecast as the hero and struggled to find any roles after playing the Man of Steel, being relegated to voiceovers, commercials, or even uncredited roles. He did have a small appearance in the first Richard Donner film as Lois Lane's father, Sam. Kirk Allen ended up with Alzheimer's disease and passed away in 1999.
Damn.
You want to be great? You need to sacrifice.
Damn.
Sam Spade.
In the early 40s, a series of animated Superman cartoons came from Max Fleischer and his brother Dave. However, after the show came out, the two started to argue and friction began. Made even worse when their company went bankrupt. They sold the rights to Paramount Studios, who then fired them. Max Fleischer died in poverty, while Dave passed away from a stroke. Bud Collyer voiced Superman in the early 1940s, and did go on to have a continued successful career on television, though he did return to voice the Man of Steel in 1966. Some believe this means he escaped the curse, though he did pass away in 1969 at the age of 61 from a circulatory ailment. In 1951, Superman hit the big screen with Superman and the Mole Men, where George Reeves took on the role, and it was a big hit. So much so, it spread to a spin-off television series, Adventures of Superman. However, Reeves suffered the same fate as Kirk Allen and was typecast. He was known everywhere as the Man of Steel and nothing else. To the point he starred in a film From Here to Eternity, which is a war movie, and it caused an uproar as Superman was at war, even though it was a completely different character. He also wasn't paid an awful lot for the show, but continued doing it as he enjoyed it so much. This meant that George Reeves was famous, but was still struggling financially. On June the 16th, 1959, he was just days away from being married when he was found dead with a shotgun next to him. It was originally concluded to have been suicide, but with no signs beforehand, this was called into question. Even further so when his fingerprints weren't even found on the gun, and it was discovered that he had been having an affair with another man's wife. He was also known for having exorbitant gambling debts. This death has remained a mystery and in of itself could be an entirely different episode, but it was this death that started the stories of the supposed curse surrounding the franchise.
Damn.
Bob Holliday played the hero on Broadway in the 1960s Superman musical, but called the idea of the curse silly and claimed that nothing but good things ever came to him from playing Superman. The curse wasn't even exclusive to the production team or cast and crew of the franchise. In 1963, United States President John F. Kennedy was actually helping contribute to a Superman story of his own, involving the president himself in the comic book. However, on November the 22nd, Kennedy was assassinated before it could come out. The story was then reworked and later released as a tribute to the fallen leader. Between 1973 and 1985, a long-running Saturday morning cartoon aired named Super Friends. The lead character was voiced by Danny Dark, who would pass away on June 13, 2004 at the age of 65 from a pulmonary hemorrhage. Though as this death was natural, some believe that he was another who avoided the curse. Superman hit the big time in 1978 with the Richard Donner film, bringing Christopher Reeve into the picture. In the early scenes of the movie, Superman is shown as a baby, played by Lee Quigley. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be exempt and passed away at the age of just 14 in 1991 from solvent abuse. The titular actor was another who suffered. Much like his predecessors, Reeve was typecast and struggled to find other work. He tried to get his own projects off the ground, but also struggled for funding. He was mainly known for this film and its sequels. Things would get worse for Reeve as he was thrown from a horse during two separate events. The second incident, on May the 27th, 1995, left him paralysed from the neck down. For years he vowed to walk again and did manage to make some slight progress, but sadly passed away prematurely on October the 10th, 2004 at the age of 52, most likely affected by the horse riding accident. However, he was given antibiotics specifically prescribed to keep him alive, but it was believed that these drugs were actually what killed him. What makes this stranger is that less than 2 years on and Reeves' widow Dana passed away at the age of 44 from lung cancer, despite having never smoked a cigarette in her life, nor did she know anyone who did.
My name is Squidward.
That same movie featured acclaimed Marlon Brando as Superman's father Jor-El. While it's true that Brando had great success in Hollywood, his misfortunes began after starring as the Man of Steel's Old Man of Steel. In 1990, his son Christian shot his sister's boyfriend and was sent to prison for 5 years. 5 years on, and that same sister, Brando's daughter Cheyenne, committed suicide, which led to Marlon isolating himself and his health began to deteriorate. He passed away in July 2004 at the age of 80, just 3 months before his on-screen son, Christopher Reeve. The Richard Donner film continued to have victims with Lois Lane actress Margot Kidder. Not only did she have issues on set, having disputes with the producers which led to her role being drastically reduced more and more as the series progressed, but not long after playing Superman's lady friend, she was involved in a car accident just a year after playing Lois, which left her unable to work for several more years. She was then diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and in 1995 completely went missing. She wasn't found until days later in a paranoid and delusional state, having cut her hair off and claiming that her husband was trying to kill her. She had tried to fake her own death to then live on the streets. Margot, however, dismissed the entire notion of a curse linked to the franchise.
That is all newspaper created rubbish. The idea cracks me up. What about the luck of Superman? When my car crashed in August, if I hadn't hit a telegraph pole after rolling 3 times, I would have dropped down a 50-60 foot ravine. Why don't people focus on that?
Damn.
On May the 13th, 2018, Margot passed away.
I did not know that. Do you guys think there is a Superman curse? Let me know down below in the comments if you guys think there is or is it.
From an overdose on drugs and
not.
alcohol. It's believed to have been
It's
an
possible.
intentional suicide. Even Richard Donner himself had issues. There were conflicts when making the sequel, leading to Donner being fired and replaced, meaning the rest of the film had to be changed accordingly. However, Donner did go on to continue to have a successful career with other projects, seemingly escaping the curse. He even returned 20 years later to re-edit his Superman sequel, and release it as he had intended. In 1983, Christopher Reeve suited up for the 3rd installment to the franchise, to which they even included legendary stand-up comedian Richard Pryor as a would-be villain who turns good in the end. Pryor had drug issues and a suicide attempt prior to starring in the film, but afterwards he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. On December the 10th, 2005, at the age of 65, he passed away from a heart attack, much like the franchise's creators so many years earlier. The 4th installment came in 1987, featuring Mariel Hemingway as the new love interest for Clark. Unfortunately, Mariel's younger sister Margot committed suicide at the age of 41, overdosing on sedatives, though Mariel has always doubted that she actually did take her own life. That same movie starred Mark Pillow as the villain Nuclear Man in his feature film debut, but strangely he was plagued with never starring in another movie ever again. Although Gene Hackman played Lex Luthor in the original series and would go on to have a successful career, as well as Ned Beatty who played his sidekick Otis, John Cryer who played Lex's nephew Lenny, Terrence Stamp who played General Zod, and Terry Hatcher who played Lois on television. In 1988, TV series Superboy began, featuring John Hames Newton and Jared Christopher in the lead. Once the show ended, they both struggled to find any work elsewhere. Ian Mitchell Smith, who played their friend Andy, also had the same issue for the rest of his career. Once the show was rebooted, professional wrestler Lex Luger even appeared in an episode, but later his wife Miss Elizabeth died from an overdose on his own medication, and in 2007 Lex himself suffered a spinal stroke, which initially left him paralyzed. He did recover, but the incident retired him from ever wrestling again.
I did forget.
Dean Cain played...
I did forget about Lex playing Superman. No, I did hear about the Miss Elizabeth thing. That was crazy. It's like, damn. R.I.P. to Miss Elizabeth. Is Lex still alive? I don't know if he is or is it.
Played the Man of Steel in Lois and Clark, but he did go on to have other successful roles. Though that same show featured Lane Smith, who played Perry White, and he would pass away from the rare Lou Gehrig's disease on June 13th, 2005. It wasn't specific for just comics, TV shows, and movies, some believing that it even stretched to video games.
Damn.
The infamous Superman game on the Nintendo 64 was widely hated and filled with issues, many even ruling this down to the Superman curse. The alleged curse would even spread to the 21st century with the popular 2001 series Smallville. Allison Mack played Chloe Sullivan and was later arrested in April of 2018 for becoming entangled with a cult that used manipulation and coercion to brand and make laborers out of young women. Allison Mack was named as the second in command to the NXIVM cult. Jeff Loeb was also a writer on the show, and he sadly lost his son Sam to cancer in 2005. However, Tom Welling played the lead character and was reluctant to take on the role, but he admitted that this was due to the producers not being upfront about the project, and not due to the supposed curse. His mind was put at rest and he went on to have a successful decade on the show. It would continue with the 2006 hit Superman Returns, and not just the actors. The crew was simply sorting DVDs of the film when 3 were injured. One fell down a flight of stairs, another mugged and assaulted, and another smashed into a glass window.
Damn.
Director Bryan Singer even acknowledged the curse at the time. My DVD crew absorbed the curse for us. Though lead Brandon Routh was another who initially suffered the typecast curse, struggling to find other work after the film, though he did go on to appear in big movies later. The actor himself didn't believe in it and refused to live in fear of it, while co-star Kevin Spacey, who played villain Lex Luthor, was plagued with several sexual assault accusations in 2017. Furthermore, Kate Bosworth, who played Lois Lane, had a bad breakup with Hollywood heartthrob Orlando Bloom, and the actress actually attributed it to the curse. The couple struggled during a tour promoting the movie, and she ruled it down to the split. Furthermore, director of Superman Returns Bryan Singer was accused of several sexual abuse allegations, including nude filming of minors.
What the
Henry
fuck?
Cavill has yet to have faced
I
the
did not
curse.
know.
He appeared as the
How about
hero
that?
in
What
3
the
films,
fuck?
and it's yet to be seen whether or not he has faced the typecast curse. But he has called the curse silly and claimed that it was all
Yeah, no, he
down
has
to
called it
sheer
silly.
bad luck. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't believe there's a curse. I think there's been some bad luck in the past, especially
think
when it
so.
comes to horses, and I don't mean that as a joke. My fiance is an international show jumper, and I know all the risk attached to that. You can fall off 1,000 times and be fired through fences, and then the one time you're home out in the yard, all it takes is something to startle the horse and you're off and you fall the wrong way. There's bad luck, but I don't think it's any curse. Unfortunately, it grew worse when Man of Steel director Zack Snyder's daughter tragically committed suicide while Justice League was filming. Zack was forced to leave the project and left it in the hands of Warner Brothers to be finished. But it wouldn't end there. Man of Steel would also face the wrath when 64-year-old producer Lloyd Phillips died from a heart attack in January 2013, 5 months before the movie even came out. This is not even including the fact that Nicolas Cage nearly played Superman once, and he would go on to later be plagued with financial issues, being forced to take on any role possible to pay off his debts, as well as Ashton Kutcher turning down the role in fear of the curse. But his marriage to Demi Moore ended up breaking down years later anyway.
I didn't know he turned it down.
Is this a genuine curse set by the 2 creators angry at their treatment?
Shit.
Is it possible for this many coincidences to have taken place within one franchise? Is this character truly cursed to anyone who goes near it?
I don't think so.
Or is it all simply mass delusion? This character was created nearly 100 years ago, and we are still seeking answers.
Huh. I mean, okay, so my thoughts about this, right? Yes, there's definitely a lot that, you know, it could make it seem like a curse, you know? Do I think there is a curse? That I'm not really sure, because I mean, I can't really say no, and then turns out there is one, but I mean, can't really say yes, and then it's just all simply just bad luck. You know what I mean? So I mean, don't really know for sure. I kind of want to say it's just bad luck, but I mean, it could be a Superman curse, right? It could be. It is possible. Anything is possible. So, Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. You guys think it's there was a Superman curse, or you guys just say it's bad luck? What do you guys say? Let me know down below in the comments. If you guys did like the video, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Make sure you guys do check the description for the video and the channel link. Go check out this video. Go check out the channel. All that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys stay safe. Positivity is key. Motivation is key. Happiness is key. I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys stay safe. Watch out for each other. I'll see you guys in the next one.